Pinellas County boasts some of the nicest beaches in Florida. Tourism, the environment, property values, and storm defense all hinge on one thing: sand. Now, a major project to reinforce the county's eroding coastline is moving forward without usual federal funds, and that is pushing county leaders to ask the state for help filling the gap. Take a look.
Erosion is reshaping the Pinellas County coastline. Years of storm surge and steady wear and tear means the beaches are in dire need of sand and fast. To do it, Pinellas County will spend $125.7 million on an emergency beach nourishment project. The plan will pump sand from the Gulf onto roughly 12 miles of shoreline. It will add roughly 2.5 metric tons of sand to Long Key, Upham Beach, Treasure Island, and Sand Key. The Army Corps of Engineers helped in the past, covering a majority of the cost. But this year, they pulled out. Too many beachfront property owners refused to sign permanent agreements, giving the general public access to parts of their property. This was a new requirement in order for the Army Corps of Engineers to pay for the work. This new county-led project is asking for temporary public access agreements to last until 2029. The county plans to use money from a bed tax to pay for the project. And this week, commissioners unanimously decided to ask for a nearly $49 million reimbursement from Florida's Beach Management Funding Assistance Program. That request is still pending. Work is expected to start in September, and the next major information session is scheduled for August the 6th in Indian Shores.
Craig, I'd like to start with you. How important will it be for the general public to participate in the process, and how do you see all of this?
Well, I think everybody should participate because obviously your tax dollars are paying for this. And whether you live at the beach or not, you're paying for this. I should mention that whenever the Army Corps does beach renourishment, as they call it, taxpayers in, say, Oregon are paying for our sand in Florida. But it's important, Florida without its beaches, what are we? Somebody once told me that sand is to Florida what snow is to Switzerland. And, but it's crazy because the barrier islands are not supposed to be fixed in place. They're supposed to move back and forth with the waves. And so what we call beach erosion just means the beaches are moving the way they're supposed to. The problem is we built things on them that can't move, and so we can't move the way we're supposed to. So the problem is we built all this stuff and now we're trying to protect it.
Elizabeth, this is a topic that you've covered extensively at the Times. Tell us your perspective.
Well, I mean, it's a complex perspective. I mean, just based on the number of people I've talked about, both county officials and then residents, I was at, there was a public information meeting, I think on July 10th in Treasure Island, and it was packed wall to wall, like standing room only. Not only because people just want to know a little more about like these easements, they want to know about these agreements, like, am I signing on for the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, or am I not? Or what does this look like in 2-3 years? What is it going to look like after the fall? So there's a lot of, I think, people that are looking to learn more, and I think that's one of the biggest things that is coming up with the county as well. Is I've talked to county officials and they're like, look, we just want people to know that this is happening. They held days with a notary in Indian Shores asking people, please come, we'll help you sign your easement. Right. So it's a lot of people trying to get more information, at least that's what I've figured from my reporting, especially before the fall as we head into the height of hurricane season.
And we have that next meeting will be in August. Go ahead, Greg.
I was just going to say, and the thing is, you're going to start seeing more and more and more of these situations because with rising sea levels and with the more intense hurricanes we're getting from climate change, all that new sand that they're putting out there is liable to be wiped away next year. They're having to, I talked to a couple of years ago, I talked to a number of experts who said, yes, we're doing more beach renourishment projects in the last 5 years than we've done in previous years because we just have to keep putting the sand back. So basically, you're throwing money down a rat hole. I mean, you're paying to put sand out there that's going to wash away pretty shortly, and then you're going to have to put it back again.
What responsibility do our local leaders have in terms of permitting, building houses right up to the beach, right up to the sand? What is the responsibility there?
I think that's part of the problem is the ocean belongs to everyone, and the question is what part of that beach belongs to the property owner. And if it keeps eroding, the next thing you know, the property falls into the ocean potentially. You know, as a native Floridian myself, one of the things that we're here for is the beaches, and I think it's vital that we do whatever we need to do restore. But I think the couple of issues that have come up, one is the getting the signed easements, the other is the bureaucracy. Department of Environmental Protection, for instance, I had to write it down, has the strategic planning and coordination, regional coastal monitoring, and all these things that they have to study to get the historical data on this. I think we just need to move forward and take care of, you know, our vital beaches.
Jennifer?
I think we need to incentivize moving off of the beaches at some point, because and this is a beach living person, you know. So I watch it, and I'm from Florida, third generation. I've seen it so many times. I live on Paso Grill. After Idalia, Paso Grill had a $30 million sand renourishment. Then we got storms, and it took all that sand away, and it blocked up a pass for Fort DeSoto and Tierra Verde, which is now causing environmental problems for them. Right. Then they had to redo the sand and put more sand back. When they dredge sand, it has environmental impacts on corals and all kinds of things. We're fighting a losing battle, and I think we eventually need to get to a point of where we just accept what we're dealing with, that these are barrier islands, they were meant to move, and we need to incentivize moving off
Manage
them.
retreat, that's
Yeah.
what they call it.
Yeah.